My name is Brenda Campuzano.
I'm Jocelyn Carreño.
I'm Ruth Rodriguez.
I'm Isabella Thames, and we are Team H, the socially distant scientists from Irma Rangel Young Women's Leadership School. Our project is measuring the alcohol content of hand sanitizers with infrared spectroscopy. During this COVID-19 pandemic, hand sanitizers have been mass-produced, many of them inaccurately advertise their alcohol content, failing to ensure the public about their efficiency and safety. The Center for Disease Control recommends hand sanitizers with at least 60 to 95% alcohol to effectively kill bacteria. Our hypothesis is if the isopropyl alcohol, IPA, or ethanol alcohol content on the hand sanitizer's container label matches the tested alcohol concentration, then we can infer that they are safe and effective at killing bacteria. Now here's Jocelyn with our objectives.
Our objectives for this project is to compare the alcohol content between the hand sanitizer label and alcohol content with infrared spectroscopy. We will also be determining if the hand sanitizer met the CDC criteria. Using our data, we will be presenting our findings in an informative animatic video explaining the basics of the FTIR machine and why it is very important and useful for our research. Scan the following QR code on the screen and watch it to learn more. Brenda will be now speaking of our experimental procedure.
So for our methods and materials, we tested 10 commercially available hand sanitizers, 8 of which are ethanol-based and 2 IPA-based. Out of the 2 IPA-based hand sanitizers, one of them was a homemade recipe. For our methods, first, ethanol and isopropyl-based solutions were prepared. Then 60 microliters of each hand sanitizer and standard solutions were measured. Next, the standard solutions were loaded one at a time into the FTIR to create the graphs. After this, each hand sanitizer was inserted into the FTIR to obtain the alcohol content spectrographs. Finally, by using a linear equation, we determined if the hand sanitizer contents matched its labels. For the FTIR settings, we used 2 different infrared ranges for the IPA and ethanol. We took 64 scans to ensure the accuracy of the alcohol content measurements. For each sample of alcohol, we measured 60 microliters. The atmosphere air served as our control variable. Now Bella will talk about her.
In the graphs below, the x-axis shows the wave number recorded per the y-axis rate of absorbance waves by the FTIR. To start, we found the highest point of all standard solutions, giving us the highest absorbance number of each sample, as seen here. These numbers then gave us our calibration curve. By plugging the designated peak absorbance number for ethanol and IPA as y in this equation, we got our final alcohol content percentage. We then continued the same process for IPA, but in its own range, since ethanol and IPA ranges differ. Ruth will now be talking about our final results and conclusions.
All of the hand sanitizers we tested did not have labels that matched their tested alcohol content. We also measured more than 100% alcohol concentration in 2 hand sanitizers. The homemade recipe we followed proved to be effective and will be shared on our website. In the future, we want to test more hand sanitizers to have a broader understanding of these products and also increase the accuracy of our results. This would allow us to develop a more accurate linear equation as well. The BYD hand sanitizer was a particular case that we want to look into since it listed IPA as an inactive ingredient on its label, and we discovered that it was actually ethanol-based, proving that not all hand sanitizer brands are transparent when it comes to sharing what they put in these products. In the end, using the FTIR was a great tool to use and gather information to complete our research. Now Jocelyn will cover our website.
With the information from the data we analyzed, we were able to create a website that can be accessed using the QR code or the link provided. Inside we have results, the animatic, photos taken at the lab, and our plans for the future of this project. We would also like to thank our sponsors and everyone who was supporting of our project.